Hey Nate, can you just kind of share what yesterday was like? I mean, when did you get to the stadium? What was just that whole experience like?
No, it started in the morning about 8:30 or so when I was getting a call saying I was getting called up, and we had a game the night before down there in Albuquerque, so obviously I was sleeping at the time, and they're like, "Well, you better get up, pay attention to what I'm saying right now." So after that, it was kind of chaos a little bit, just grabbing everything I needed, all my equipment and clothes, and getting on an airplane and heading this way, and then obviously getting here just a couple hours before the game and trying to meet everybody and sitting here rubbing elbows with Clayton Kershaw and Albert Pujols and good old Kentucky boy Walker and and David Price out in the bullpen and Kenley. Like it was unreal. And but the communication was great. They prepared me that I could be in a big situation in the seventh and eighth, which was huge, so I could mentally be ready for that. And uh, it was surreal, that's for sure.
Did you like kind of just getting thrown into it? Does it help you maybe not have to think about it so much? You're just going out there and playing in a situation like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I always tell them. I mean, the better it is when I don't have to think. So you just throw me out there and put some signs down, and I'll do my best to get some guys out.
Dave seemed to think it was nice that, obviously you've had a ton of major league experience. How much does that help just handling mentally a situation like the one you were kind of put in last night?
Yeah, exactly. I think the experience helped me a ton. I was able to do that with the White Sox and Reds and the Braves a little bit this year, and just relied on that. Knowing I've done it before and been there, and it's the same game. You're still attacking hitters, throwing strikes, getting ahead, and getting guys out.
Thanks, Nate.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey Nate, the numbers, they say that you had some command issues with Atlanta this year. Just wondering what went wrong there, and how do you think you can fix that?
Well, I mean, I don't think it was too awful bad. I'm not sure how many intentional walks I had there, but I think that kind of put my walks up. But we're learning stuff every day, and so like I said, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited what the Dodgers have to say and have to teach me, because that's the thing about baseball. There's something new you can learn every day. And, like I said, I was only here a couple hours before the game yesterday. So just getting to meet everybody, know everybody. And, we'll probably go over that plan of attack over the next couple of days, I would assume.
And just in your week with the organization, they kind of give you something like something to work on, or anything you're learning from them in terms of how to maybe a game plan attack hitters. Have you heard anything from them over the last week?
Yeah. Down there in the OKC, they really emphasized on just kind of being me. They wanted to learn more about me, get more info about me, and they said, stick to my strengths. And so when a team says that, it just gives you an extra boost of confidence to keep doing what you're good at. It's being great at what you're good at, basically. And so I just honed in on that and just relaxed and going after the hitters is all.
Hey, what do you think you're good at? What are your strengths?
Oh, I like throwing fastballs, so as long as I can get ahead and, up and both down in the zone and up, which, up this year is new to me. And so really honing in and zoning in on that top part of the zone.
Thank you.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, Nate, when you get released by the Braves, what is your reaction to that? Do you think, I'll just bounce somewhere else, or you start worrying if you might be at the end of the road in a way?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I try not to do, I try to keep everything simple. So I try to leave the worrying to somebody else. That's why we have agents, to let them figure that part out. But all I did was, stay ready and kept throwing bullpens and kept my arm in shape and kept mentally being ready too. I didn't completely shut it down, and it only took a few days, so it was all good. I was ready for it.
You talk about the Dodgers reinforcing just be yourself. Do you think you got away from that in the last year or two?
Well, it was for most of my career, I was a two-seam guy, and so with all the new analytics and numbers, started learning more about that when I played with the Reds last year, and they saw something with my four seam. And so, I flipped it over to four seam or all four seam beginning this year. And, just it's the same, no matter how many seams you're throwing with, it's the same game. Like, you still got to throw strikes and get ahead of guys and in order to get those guys out. And so, I wouldn't say I fell away from it. I just maybe had a little bit less confidence in it because it was new. But like I said, when I got over to the Dodgers, they reinforced that fact. They're like, man, you're good. You're here for a reason. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like, get ahead and attack, and, we'll figure it out from there.
Does that mean you're a two-seam guy again?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm just learning how to pitch better with the four seam.
Thanks.
Next questions from Fabiana Ardaya. Go ahead.
Hey, Nate, when you mentioned sort of going to the four seam, and I think you also mentioned like fastballs up in the zone, it's a little bit different for you. Is that a big part of like getting comfortable with that four seam, is seeing how it plays up in the zone? And what is it about that pitch that the Reds pointed out to you that was so good?
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. For all my career, I don't know if you'd say taught, or I was just most comfortable down in the zone. And so when you start throwing the four seam, it a thing called vertical and ride on it, and it plays a lot better at the top of the zone. And so, like I said, coming into spring training with the Braves, that's something we worked on and tried to get as comfortable as I could before the season started. And so, it's just keeping evolving as a pitcher and keep learning and figuring out and watching hitters, how they react to that, because it's not my best strength per se when I'm pitching out there, but it's something that I'm learning about and learning how, the hitters swing at it and what it means, like where they foul it off and all that good stuff, and what I need to do, on the next pitch.
And what is it that they said about that that generates that carry? Is it natural? Is it something mechanical? Because I know it's not the most orthodox mechanics that you have out there. Like, what do you think it is that sort of makes it play up?
Yeah, my mechanics is different, that's for sure. But I leave all the number stuff to the guys that understand it more than I do. They just tell me it's good, and I play off of that.
All right. Thank you, Nate.
Yeah, no problem.
Next questions from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Nate, just wondering, after, in your limbo period, I guess, after the Braves, where did you go? Where were you throwing those bullpens at?
That's a great question. I was throwing them at home. Last year during the quarantine, me and my dad built a mound so I could stay ready. And whenever that summer camp started, had already been throwing off the mound. And, I didn't necessarily have a catcher either, but I had a net set up with the strike zone, and I had a couple of lawn chairs as my hitters. And, that's just how I stay ready. You just make do with what you got.
Where is home for you?
Kentucky.
Okay. And then, when we signed with the Dodgers, was that situation where your agent tells you, here's what the offers you have? And did you have offers from other teams as well? Yeah,
we had a couple of other teams involved, but the Dodgers seemed most enthusiastic and, literally said, we want you to be a part of this team. And so that means a lot too, when the team actually cares about you and done the research and know who you are and what I bring to the table. So yeah, it made it an easy decision at that point.
Thanks.
We have time for one more. Go ahead, Ron Cervenka.
Yeah, Nate, have the Dodgers told you what your primary role is going to be? A one-inning guy, a multi-inning guy, or possibly maybe even an occasional start?
They haven't told me that yet. Like I said, the communication's been great so far. When I came in yesterday, that's exactly what they told me. They're like, you're probably going to pitch tonight, and it'll probably be the 7th and 8th and maybe a big situation. And so, like I said, that helps you prepare mentally. And I was only here for, 2 hours before the game. And like I said, getting to know everybody. And I'm sure we're going to go over that kind of aspects, maybe even daily or anytime soon. But that as far, as my role, like I'm willing to do whatever it takes for us to win. That's for sure.